Tonight, maybe a mixed bag edition of Monday Night Raw. On one hand, we get 2 WrestleMania rematches, and on the other hand, we get Uzi hot and Corey Graves has a new haircut. We're talking about all of that tonight on the Monday Night Raw After Show and AfterBuzz TV. Let's go.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Is that Mack Lynch? Yeah. Hey, is that Mack Lynch? I think it is.
This is actually one of the ones I actually like, though. This is the Iron Man track, man. This is like all analogies about Marvel and Iron Man.
Ghostface Killer style?
I actually F's with this one, man.
Okay, that's what's up.
I F's with this one. I fudges with this one.
Y'all F with this one? Y'all F with it too?
I just want to see how much money you have on iTunes waiting for you.
That's right. Gosh. Welcome to the Monday Night Raw After Show and AfterBuzz TV. I am the host, moderating Flobo Boyce. In unison, thank you so much for keeping it inside your home and second screen. Before we get into everything, I want to introduce my esteemed panel. To my far left, it's the man, the myth, the legend, the controversial firebrand, #Heel Jim. Jim Alexander, how you doing?
I refuse to call you Flobito, you're the mayor. All right, let's get that straight
let's
first.
get this out the way.
June 2nd, y'all can vote in Los Angeles. I'm just saying, y'all can do that.
Okay, I'm meeting everyone in Palm Springs.
Right? To his right, you have one of my favorite people on the planet, also a journalist from the Great White North, from one of the greatest cities in the world, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. TK Trinidad, how you doing?
What's up, y'all?
Cut the promo, bro.
Cutting the promo.
Best cities in the world.
Yeah, and
Piss and vinegar.
Until my immediate left, we have the man that I met only this year at the Super Bowl live stream. But we got so close to my end. Evan T. Mack, welcome back, Evan T. Mack.
I appreciate you, man. It's cool, man. It's getting real interesting outside, man. The weather's getting real. When it's feeling too pretty out in LA, it's gonna get turned to 916 degrees.
Yo, I love it.
I'm
you
nervous,
got
man.
1 week of spring.
1 week of spring. It's beautiful outside, man. It's beautiful.
I got a pair of red jean shorts. I just do it for 6 days a week. That's it.
Oh, yo, shout out to the red.
Yo, I'm so
you have red jeans. Do you? Oh, bring it.
Yo,
please
you
wear
know what
those.
I do? I also have like a 7-Up like parody shirt, but it has the 1-Up from Mario, so it's like red and green type joint.
Oh,
it's on my Instagram.
That's like Christmas with off season. That's dangerous.
Exactly. 1 week a year.
That's like orange and black off of Halloween. That is dangerous.
Right now.
Fashion forward.
Exactly.
Serious.
T-shirts. Monday Raw was tonight. Before we get into each topic, I want you guys to tell me what you guys thought, what you guys think. Starting with Jim, I know you have a lot of thoughts going in today's episode. How you feeling?
That's how I'm feeling. Confusion. How about that? Major confusion. What in the hell is going on?
Give me one of your biggest what in the hell's going on.
Well, the way the show started off. What is this, like a wild card? The definition of this, I don't know what I don't think Vince knows what's going on.
We're going to get into that real quick. But TK, what do you think of top of your head?
Yeah, it was like 4 matches. I know they've done that before.
Yeah.
And I did enjoy the wrestling part of it, but then it just made me question, like, did something happen with the writers? Like, they fired like 3 of them? Like, this last minute thing. It's just like, what's going on? Or is it a ratings thing, meaning that, you know, both are dipping? Because I think SmackDown was higher at one point than Raw, and now because they moved the people from SmackDown to Raw, now both brands are dipping. So maybe they're trying to do like a crossover to trying to get the ratings up. I don't know. That's kind of what I was figuring.
You know, it's interesting. Me and TK always talk about like striking up that healthy balance between storyline and wrestling. You know what I mean? Not too much storyline, but not too much wrestling. Getting right in the middle and kind of balance it out quite well is a very interesting. But like I said, it's very interesting, you know what I'm saying? I told you, I'm a WWE guy, man. And everybody jumping ship. Everybody, war with WWE. Everybody looking for the next best thing. Everybody looking for the next hot chick. They've been with their wife for far too long. So now they trying to look to slide off and to get the side chick. AEW's the side chick. Everybody know that AEW is the side chick. She look good. She's mysterious. You don't know she's going to be on pay-per-view or not. You know what I mean? She's really attractive. And your wife's just, you know, she just ain't doing like she used to. She ain't cooking. She ain't cleaning. And then you're sitting around. But I tell y'all this, it better be good. Because I don't want y'all coming back. Don't come back to Wifey. Wifey might have moved on.
That's
fair enough.
So all the ratings are dipping and everybody's doing this and everybody said it was an show. All right, man. Don't watch Money in the Bank then.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Don't watch it.
Yeah.
My thing is, oh shit, my bad. My thing is that WWE does it consistently week in and week out. And
Every week.
as humans, we're not designed to be perfect every single day, every single week. So I think almost it's revisionist history for people who've been watching it from a period of time, like since they were kids to now, and they're remembering the good parts, like the relationships. You remember the good parts, or you remember the bad parts. You remember the highlights, but you don't remember all the little dull in betweens.
Very interesting.
So I think the fact that I cover it every week and I cover the other shows, I'm taking notice to that, opposed to you're just watching it. Just because, and then you remember.
Dylan just said a raw lead writer was fired. Dylan has it on good authority. And Dylan knows all, man. So I know he's. So isn't it funny that you said that, because there's actually some truth.
Yeah.
Wow. If a lead writer was fired.
I can't confirm or deny that. But I agree with you, TK. There's always ebbs and flows. Even the Attitude Era, when people say it was so great, there were some odd things in there, like Sean Stasiak as meat. And
it's called revisionist history.
There was a lot of nostalgia goggles.
There was that's what I call them. I call them nostalgia goggles. There's a lot of doo-doo in the Attitude Era. I know, stop the presses. I don't want y'all to pull the plug on me, but there was through all the Undertakers and the DXs and the Rocks and the Stone Colds fighting Vince McMahon every week. Y'all forget there was a lot of cow manure.
What about hands being born and stuff?
Stop.
And that was one of the popular stuff.
And the birth of Edge and Christian. Like, I know those are the great moments, but you forget about the loss. It's so easy to remember the greatness. Like, guys,
Golga, out of these.
Come on now. See, everyone has a revisionist history when they were just doing everything, brawling, handy matches, and degrading women every week. But we don't need to. Y'all don't want to get into that, do y'all? Y'all want to forget about that. Y'all want to sweep that under the rug.
Real quick, Jim, you said something?
Yeah. It's about picking lanes. Pick a lane. Either stay consistent. We just had the shake-up, and we're having shake-ups of shake-ups. Go with one thing. Just let it be, and see if you can't act on everything. You can't be so reactive. 1 week, I know the ratings have been dipping, but one goes low. It's like, oh my God, we need to change everything. Wait out the course. Or if you're gonna go, or if you're gonna throw the dynamite, you better stick with it and just constantly do something about it, because you just can't react week to week, because it's going to be a mess. It's going to be a disaster if you react weekly.
See, I felt there was a little bit on both sides. On one hand, you had, let's just go back to WrestleMania. That was cool, right? We're going to give you 2 matches from that show. Yeah. And the other thing is, you had the shake-up 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And now you're saying, well, now we have this wild card rule where Vince McMahon literally said in ring, I just made it up. Right. So what are you supposed to do now, right?
See, but
what's the point of having the plan sprint?
Okay. It's like anything. Patience is everything. If you watch Game of Thrones yesterday, Khaleesi's
No. Do not do that.
It's been talked
I've been all. No, that's not the rule.
You're drinking coffee
on
that
show.
Rule. Okay.
No. I was doing schoolwork yesterday. Don't do it. I was doing schoolwork. I was buried I was being a good student, doing my studies. Don't come in here and mess up Game of Thrones. Do not do it. Do not mess the show up.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All I will say is that Khaleesi wasn't patient.
All right, that's all you gotta say.
I was gonna say more, but she wasn't patient.
Dylan just tweeted a story about the Raw lead writer getting fired. Dylan's always on it. P's and Q's always. Dylan's always on, man. I appreciate you, Dylan, because I didn't know anything about it. Dylan's amazing. Dylan, Jan, Bosa, man. These cats. Oh man. Oh Lord.
And I think another writer got fired a couple weeks ago too. So it's not the first.
Yeah. Oh man.
It was a couple weeks ago. I think we were all together. So it might have been 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Man, it's funny. We always talk about this. The writer thing, though. We always talk about the disconnect. It's interesting. Not because I don't want anybody to lose their job. I don't like counting anybody's pockets. I don't want nobody looking for work, because that's trust me. Anybody been on in the job market looking for work, man. And speaking of job market and looking for work, hiring used to be very hard. Multiple job sites, stacks of resumes, and a confusing review process. But today, hiring can be easy, and you only have to go to one place to get it done. ZipRecruiter.com, and it is off the chain. ZipRecruiter is so effective that 4 out of 5 employees who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. And right now, my listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free $99, no money at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/buzz. That's ZipRecruiter.com/BUZZ. ZipRecruiter.com/buzz. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Get on it. If y'all out there looking for a job, y'all need some money in your pocket, and you want to get that job, ZipRecruiter.com.
I'm going on it right now. to your computer, actually.
That's my job. That's your job? That's cool, man.
I love that.
I need this right now, man.
I like ZipRecruiter because sometimes they give you jobs to your phone. It's like it comes to you. It's like having a guy. I know a guy.
Well, that's related to your with your profession or your professional
for sure,
preferences.
yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
ZipRecruiter.com/buzz BUZZ.
So with the wild card thing, we have Roman Reigns coming over from SmackDown. Sure, Elias makes an appearance and Lars makes an appearance.
Finally gonna wrestle.
Yeah,
and
exciting.
And
man.
Kofi and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. But to me, what was interesting from that opening sequence was that they'd opened up with a tag team match with Seth Rollins and AJ Styles taking on Corbin and Lashley. Now, I'll have a lot of questions coming from this one. Seth Rollins and AJ Styles just had their contract signing last week, and now they're being forced to tag. All right, and on top of that,
God, I hate when they do that.
You brought up Bobby Lashley, Sans Leo Rush, but we're not going to talk about that right now.
We can definitely talk about that.
But you're tagging him with Corbin, which we have seen. This match was going to be something not to benefit each and a single person, right? Or am I wrong here?
Best booking of the night. My boy going over. I'm telling you, this Corbin
Man,
thing
you
is
pushing
real.
Corbin hard.
It's real. It's happening.
It's not like he's
seeing
wrong.
the result. You are seeing the results. He goes over Seth Rollins tonight. He just keeps on going over.
It
All
is
you will be
weird,
denying
man.
this man, and he will just keep on getting
It was
over.
so sad. He came to the ring and he took off his vest to wrestle. I was like, this guy is not real. There's no way I will never
he's a
buy
creative
in.
character, yeah.
Yeah, he's a creative character. Last
Yeah.
week we said it. That's the end game I don't want.
Yeah, he's
I
a
want Baron
character
Corbin.
you were creating like 2K before it was like really popping. Like 2K 2009 when it was like, 4 options.
Yeah,
that's Baron Corbin. He's like your creator. It's like it would be like you. Jim.
Yes, he's gonna get that
in
money
the story.
in the bank.
He very well might, man.
I'm telling you,
That
this
is
is the
frightening
rise
thought.
of Corbin that's happening right in front of
That
us.
should
and
go
no
to
one's
Drew
acknowledging
McIntyre,
it.
man.
But
That's
that
the
looks
only
like
person
it's
that should go to.
like not favoritism, but it's no matter what, wherever you go, especially where there's a team or a big amount of people, like football locker rooms, etc., locker room stuff and locker room politics.
TK, why do you give me literally if you just had a moment, just give me a thought. Why do you think the company likes him? If you had to give me a great,
because
honest
he probably
answer.
doesn't make noise.
He plays along.
plays-
He's a big guy. He's a big guy. They like big
Right.
guys.
He's consistent. He's not injured a lot.
Yeah.
And that's big. Okay, not injured. He's a big guy. They like big. They like big, tall guys to be.
He has the
opposing
look.
figures. He has a look. He does. He might literally play the. Listen, y'all know how wrestling works, man. You gotta play the game, man.
But he also
He's got
plays,
pictures.
He also plays the game, meaning that he's not going to step outside of wrestling. For instance, Seth Rollins, he does wrestling, but he also has a whole CrossFit gym and a whole CrossFit stuff that's going on among other things.
So true.
And no matter what, with any employers as an employee, they don't like to see you doing other things. They like to see you working for the company.
Unless you're bringing because Vince loves Hollywood. Unless you're doing the Hollywood thing and you're bringing like Hollywood to WWE and connecting. That's why he loves The Rock so much. He likes Hollywood. But if it's anything else,
yeah, but The Rock slowly made an exit.
Yeah.
Right? And The Rock had already had favor.
But that's why he can always come back and just do a random thing like
Right.
his name on fire because Vince's like, oh, that's gonna bring eyes.
Right.
And that's why he can cut a promo on a movie because Vince loves Hollywood. He loves box office. But you're right. A CrossFit gym or whatever the hell else you're doing, YouTube channel, you better be.
I mean, look at Lana. A lot. If you look at some of the folks that are consistent, but they're not the top, those are the ones that just stay in their lane. They're not branching out. They're not necessarily doing multiple streams of income. But the minute you're like, you want to do
my own thing,
then you're like, that's your exit plan. And when an employee or employer sees that you have an exit plan, then subconsciously, I think they're trying to they'll find way. They're looking at you closer to get rid of you because they feel like you're not committed to them.
Jim might be
I'm
right.
not
You might
surprised
be
by
right,
this.
bro.
I'll tell you why.
You might be right, bro.
He won a Money in the Bank. How are we forgetting this?
But he lost it
No
too,
one
right?
gives you Money in the
many
Bank
times.
unless you
That's what
are
I
their
said.
chosen
That's
one.
what I
or
said.
Like
When they give you that, and who they give it to? Did CM Punk get it twice?
No, but they gave him
Yeah,
to Damian
twice.
Sandow. What does that mean?
But I mean,
Come on,
And then
man.
Here's the
and then they
thing.
got mad at him and
Here's
they
the
pulled the
thing.
rug, man.
Yeah.
They liked
They
this
can
guy
do
for a
that.
while. They brought him over to Raw. They were stashing him. That's what happened.
like
And now
Baron,
is
bro.
his time. Now they cut off his hair. Remember,
Yeah.
here's the thing. He was kind of that means something because it wasn't working on
But
SmackDown.
why-
But they liked the guy
They liked
so
this
much.
dude,
But
bro.
he got Money in the Bank and then he cashed it in and he didn't end up winning. So why did that happen?
That's a good
It
question.
could have been creative things. Cena was still around. It was a different time. You never know what's
It's true, bro.
It
Ron
is,
remembers.
honestly.
If he wins it
could've-
this time, he will not lose. I promise you
I
that.
guarantee you will not lose this
Flobo,
time.
who
He's
you
gonna
like?
cash
Who
it
you
in.
like less, him or Gable?
Oh man, I can't even.
That
wow. I will sit through a Baron Corbin match, but the reason why this match frustrated me so much, and in process of putting Corbin over, last year had nothing to do. So last week he had this whole thing with the Miz. He's building his new character. Now he's just a heavy, and now AJ and Seth have a little bit of a fake manufactured beef. I just feel like it's weird. Yeah, what happens there?
Yeah, but it's personality too.
Such a real player.
Like, I mean, there's something, either, the writers or creative is telling him to do something and it's just not clicking. There's just something that's not clicking, and then his personality is not coming forth where you want to root for him. When he had the belts, we were just happy that he had the belt because of who he was. But you weren't just rooting for him, oh my gosh, how everybody was watching Kofi and how he got the belt. You weren't rooting for him like that.
Such a good storyline too.
Yeah.
He needs a good storyline, good opponent, and a gimmick. A different gimmick than the Bobby Lashley gimmick. You know, not the athlete, not something unique and specific. None of that stuff. He needs something different. You know what I mean? I'm not saying Elias, but something like that. He needs a gimmick.
Something.
Yeah, to get him over, because he's always been Lashley. That's all he's just been. The weightlifting big dude.
Yeah. They used to do something like, oh my gosh, I just forgot his name. Glorious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
something like that. Something
rebranding something.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of gimmicks, Firefly Funhouse episode 3. That was definitely
building it up more.
Interesting. I remember last week I was saying it looked like it was a bit on the nose, and I was kind of glad they did it for someone like me who didn't know where it was going. But now it kind of pulled back. Now it's back to being more mysterious. Jim, I'm gonna ask you first. What do you think about episode 3 with the I guess the mauling?
Love it. Because now he's incorporating the puppets. It's a progression. You see, we're talking about Raw and in general, the ratings, everything. This has been the most consistent thing in wrestling right 100%. Now. Through 3 weeks, they've been building something consistently. They've been using the materials they have and building them. We finally see the puppets. We were wondering, how are the puppets going to be incorporated? We see them incorporated. We see the kids finally. This is what we've been waiting for.
Disturbing.
He's really talking to the kids, but where are the kids? But that's the thing. It's disturbing. Their expression. Everything is money with that. I have a strong feeling this is Baron Corbin. I'm Baron Corbin. Yes, it is Baron Corbin.
Oh my God, the love is real. Yeah, that's a Freudian slip.
My boy Baron Corbin. But Bray Wyatt.
That's amazing.
Bray Wyatt. Yeah. At least it's not Liv Tyler, okay? Or
Liv
Morgan. Tyler Bray. It is Bray Wyatt 100%. This is his genius. You can tell this is his creation.
Better believe it.
Because it builds, it's mysterious, it's got clues, and it's so subtle in so many ways. I love it. It's genius all around.
But they're taking their time.
Exactly.
And I don't understand. I love the fact that they are taking the time, but it's who makes that decision? Because there have been other storylines where you could have took your time, let it simmer, and they just pulled the trigger quickly. So I want to know, I want to know who makes those decisions, because it is perfect. It's you're taking your time, you're excited to see it. It's even just how it looks aesthetically is great. So it's just you're doing it right with this, but then who pulls the trigger with that stuff?
I was shout out to Hobo. I was at a wrestling show a couple weeks ago, and I was watching
on Friday.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. Hobo's he's amazing. Shout out to the Benji Destroyer. His prediction is this is gonna go past Money in the Bank, the build.
Oh yeah,
even way past that.
Yeah.
And I was my whole thing when I was talking to him, we were a couple three drinks in, 3 sheets to the wind, brother. I was letting it all hang out, and I was like, this is their chance, literally, to not mess up Bray Wyatt. It is very rare to be able to have a guy come back and be so different that if you build him the right way, then you will forget about how they misused him and had him lose a lot. This literally is one of these rare lightning in the bottle moments where you could have him go on a streak where he does not lose, man. There was a stretch where he couldn't beat Finn Balor.
Yeah.
He couldn't touch him.
Beat a lot of people.
He could beat a lot of people.
Yeah.
So this is the moment where they have another chance. This is one of their better wrestlers of the last 5 years, I'm telling you. And he has a new shtick, and it's a chance for them to have him win. I mean, dominate people.
Yes.
God, Lord have mercy. You don't always. When's the last time someone's been on an amazing streak? Really, man? It just dominated people. Not a DQ, not a no contest. Just pin people. And win.
Here's the difference. They're trying this with others. They're trying this with Sami Zayn, and you can see how it's working with Bray Wyatt, and it's kind of all over the place with Sami Zayn.
Agreed.
When you build something so good, you don't need to see him even wrestle. We can watch this for another 5 weeks and still be invested in this
100%.
because it's so genius. Hey, the 1 million fans are checking this out on YouTube. It's no coincidence. It's drawing everyone in.
Regardless of who knew who he was when Jericho's build, remember it was just countdown thing? You didn't see him.
Right.
Then it got to the final moment, and when that break the walls down hit, he's never not been over since that moment.
That's true.
They built it so well.
That reaction was amazing.
Damn, one of the greatest pops of all time, and they didn't see him for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
Just a small, slow build.
And it's funny you bring him up because they cheered him like a face. And he was instantly a heel.
Isn't that
And I think
crazy,
they were able to go with him because they put him in Mr. Hughes for a couple
So
months
great,
at first.
man.
But to your point, Jim, like Sami Zayn, I feel like they really want to cheer this guy. And every week he comes out in bags on Cincinnati this week.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of like, okay,
because that's not him.
It's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's forced.
He's a good old wholesome Canadian.
Yeah,
cat, man.
exactly.
Bray Wyatt, like that's his part of that, and I'm willing to bet money on this. Part of that is partly who he is, and he developed that character.
Absolutely.
And when you develop that character, whether he's a super nice guy in person or not, if he has that dark sense of humor, it's gonna come through. With Sami Zayn, it's just like he's forcing it, so he needs to find a different angle and or take acting lessons so you can channel that, because it's a skill and an art to essentially do something totally different from who you are.
I agree.
Absolutely.
So
But
true.
I agree.
do you
Thank
think
you,
that'd
Jim.
be easier? Is this a moment here? Like,
They're about to agree again. I'm like, hold on. They
My
agree
boy
again.
Baron Corbin. Do you think that his old music is a disservice to him then? Because you want to sing that when he comes out. I mean,
His
as a
music
kid-
ruins everything.
Yeah, I feel like it does.
Because it's too uplifting, it's too happy,
Yeah.
and then he comes out
Too
and
catchy.
destroys somebody. Yeah, like I said, I go, bro, you coming over here sauntering with your little smirk on your face, and you're like, I know you're gonna like, I'm so cocky. I go, bro, that music is so cheesy.
Yeah, but you
bro.
could just put a darker
they
beat
need
on
to
that
because
same song.
It takes
Like,
it takes the steam out of his message. It just does. It's not good. You can't have Undertaker come out the mirror had a little lamb.
And you can't
Because that's
have him.
essentially what he's doing right
Kid
now.
Rock is the same.
Yeah.
You can't have him come and do his like flips and rolls on the ground.
Corny,
That's
bro.
That's corny. That's
That's
too much
all
of a
Sami
face
Zayn
move.
though.
That's a face
The
move.
people in the back, they're like, ugh.
Yeah, that's a face move, and that's why the crowd reacts to
Corny,
it too.
bro.
Yeah, for sure.
It's corny, man.
So we got 2 WrestleMania rematches made tonight.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns against Drew McIntyre and Kofi Kingston against Daniel Bryan. Now, of the 2 matches, I would have thought it would be the Roman Reigns Drew McIntyre match that would end clean, but it did not. And that match was broken up by Shane McMahon, who's still an active competitor for some reason, getting involved in the match and bringing Elias with it. But then The Miz shows up because that storyline's not resolved for some reason with a chair, and they all go back for some reason. Thoughts about that match, Roman Reigns against Drew McIntyre? TK?
Yeah,
I told you they ruined it. They ruined it at WrestleMania.
mean-
They ruined it.
yeah.
They ruined it. He had to get over at WrestleMania.
Drew McIntyre, he needs to get the belt.
McIntyre?
McIntyre.
It's McIntyre now,
Liv
probably.
Tyler.
Yeah, no.
Liv Tyler.
He's irrelevant. He's irrelevant. That's why TK doesn't even say it right, because he's irrelevant. He's irrelevant. Wow. Let's face it.
Yo, leave my man alone.
No, me and Evan were so
That's
high
true.
on him. We were saying it the whole time, especially
They
Evan.
had
He needs to
to
win at
win at
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania.
And if he doesn't, it is going
It's
downhill.
over.
And it's over.
And what did I say?
He's gonna be in BMP.
A loss does not hurt Roman
No.
Reigns.
No.
If he were to beat him after the leukemia thing, the crowd would be like, "Oh damn, this is a new star."
Yep.
They would accept it because they're like, "Oh yo, beat him clean, middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3." Roman does not. He has 87 titles, man.
Yeah.
he does
And
not
counting.
need to win, man.
doesn't.
He's beating Triple H clean. He's beating the top 5 all-time Undertaker clean,
Yep.
clean in the ring.
McIntyre needed it so bad because he
So
was
bad.
destroying everyone for 5 weeks.
Murdering the whole Shield.
Destroying everyone, going over. We're talking about builds, and
Well,
he.
you have to remember when he was with Dolph Ziggler too. They were
Yeah,
they were
they were
that's
terrorizing
a
people.
whole like
That's a whole
3-4
other thing.
months. Yeah.
I need him to win the Money in the Bank, man. I need
That's the
No.
only way you can save him.
I need
Honestly,
it.
this is his last chance for that.
No, he's rolling
done.
back
Or
down
it's-
to the WWE hill, and maybe he'll get another chance. I think he should, but like that, I think that
Roman does not
It's
need
missed. He
wins.
missed
Even
his-
like not, he doesn't even need wins.
No.
He's so
Corbin or McIntyre.
He's such a man.
That's it.
This match right here was really proof that there's a lot of work to be done with the wild card thing. Because McIntyre was the Raw talent, you had him against Roman Reigns, and Shane and Elias got involved. I mean, what was the point of that? It's a super show in the most weirdest way possible. And the fact that you had Shane O'Mac with his punches somehow, flailing away. So again, the cage match at Money in the Bank is going to be The Miz and Shane in cage. Fine, they had a little thing on the backstage. Where does Roman go with this? Does he go back to SmackDown? Is it canon? Like, what is this? Like, I don't understand. And those are questions that I think need to be answered, right?
Hopefully in the coming weeks.
Okay, for sure.
I mean, does it really matter though? We already know Roman Reigns is like the golden child for WWE, so it really doesn't matter what he does, whether the crowd likes him or not.
Yeah.
He can go back and forth between Raw and SmackDown, and then maybe by the end of this year he'll get the belt.
I need Drew to win Money in the Bank, man. I really do. It would put him instantly over because it's so much Oh man, he could be such a great champion, man. A true.
But his storyline too, like how he started, he actually went back down to NXT, got injured, then came back, and now this whole
to make this rise.
It's like it's the whole underdog story. He has the story right there, and I don't understand why they're just not letting him.
He was the golden child, and then he got the ego trip thing, and he ended up squandering his opportunities. But he took his lumps. He took the L. He got hurt. He had to go back to NXT. Like, let's be honest, man. He earned what he got, and he's building his way back up. Don't tear him down now, man. You don't have too many moments before the fans are like, okay. So now when he sees him, he's always going to lose.
Yeah, the chat's blowing up about this. King Kev says Drew McIntyre is going to win the Money.
I hope so, man.
Haywood says Drew can go back to NXT and still has unfinished business with Adam Cole. Bye.
Stop. That's blasphemy.
But I think the comment of the night, and I agree with this, Tashik Moore says Shane punches are terrible, which is the whole point of my story.
We get back in the roundabout way.
I'm doing it. Before we move on to our next topic, I think it's about that time for TK's Boudoir.
Get it, Jim. Hey!
Show those dad moves.
RealTalker.com, brother!
Yeah, but
ZipRecruiter.com.
Goodness.
How's my hair?
welcome back to the Boudoir.
Perfectly coiffed, brother. Perfectly coiffed.
I love that word.
Today's Boudoir is being brought to you by Center In Skincare and Candles.
Okay.
If you want some cocoa butter, body scrubs, candles, all that good
You had
stuff,
me
go
a
to
cocoa
centerin.co. I would say Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
For sure. He's like remaining consistent. Naomi with the braids.
Fine.
She had the color.
So
She
pretty.
actually put it on Twitter, I think last week, just like gave you an option, like which braid pack. And she gave people like 12 minutes to decide, so I love that.
Lit.
And then Lacey Evans. Like,
Yes.
I'm feeling like I love to hate her.
Box
which
office.
is a good thing.
That's a great thing. She's over that.
Because her character, like, exactly. She's
Right.
box office,
like
man.
if you're lukewarm, then it doesn't. But if you're
A la Baron Corbin.
No, he gets heat.
Stop.
People hate him.
Lukewarm.
That's actual reaction.
Lukewarm.
I don't think they hate him as much as Lacey Evans. Like you have people who love Lacey Evans, and you have people who
They do? I don't know. I think she's just getting natural good heel heat.
But Baron Corbin's
yeah,
getting
but
that natural quiet heat.
Like
I love her.
who like her because she represents like 1950s America.
she does.
No,
right?
for sure.
In every way, shape, or
It's
form.
very smart.
And Lacey's
then-
actually one of the few characters on the roster. For the
Yeah.
women's division.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then you have
Exactly.
people who hate her because she represents 1950s America.
Absolutely.
So she's like, it's perfect. And then she's banging too. So
Fine as hell.
Hey.
She fine as hell.
Are you going to add anything to the Boudoir? since you
why
guys are over?
are you asking me
knows
that?
what's going to happen.
That's
He's
thank
going
you,
to
thank
do
you,
it. He's going to do it.
Thank you, Mayor, for acknowledging
He's like
me.
Mandy Rose.
Thank you. Shout out to Alexa Bliss.
You
Shout
shout
out
stop
to
him from dancing. It's my fault now. You had every opportunity.
Shout out to
He does-
Corey Graves'
no,
haircut.
No, because he does that all the time. You're just giving him an opening.
Well, shout out to Corey Graves' haircut, though.
Yeah.
That joint was crisp, man.
And I think he was on. Carmella was on
Uh-oh.
the Bella Twins podcast. She talked about the whole thing, and then Corey
Did she
Graves.
really?
Yeah, and Corey Graves was on Lillian's podcast. I think a couple weeks ago, and he talked about it.
She talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I, for one, do not
well,
like his
well.
new haircut. It looks like Stifler. So 3 matches were had today with Money in Black implications. You mentioned Lacey Evans. I love the idea she had basically a squash match, but she invited every other female competitor for the Money in the Bank to watch
She's cutting up.
via invitation.
She's cutting up.
Yeah,
like that.
man. That to me was the extra layer in the cake.
How's Becky doing these days? I'm just saying.
Well, Becky came out. She had a little fight with her around
She's
ringside.
dropping that title. I might drop 2 of them. At
I
Money
mean, with the
Bank.
Money in the Bank is a possibility, but
Becky 2 belts or whatever.
It's going to be no belts by next month.
is that a
I hope
prediction? You're
not.
getting ahead of yourself.
The classic case of the fans
Hey,
getting what they want, and then not.
I can see a case she drops both belts. It would actually help her storyline. I think it would. If she drops to Charlotte and she drops to
Charlotte
Lacey-
again?
Yes. Then she has no titles. Then she's on a different course.
God,
then she's
oh
not
God.
Becky 2 belt. Then she's fighting for something.
It'd be Lacey in the SmackDown winner, wouldn't it? When he's Lacey and the SmackDown Women of the Bank.
I think she should have just one because she's
Isn't
still
Bailey
a draw.
in SmackDown?
She technically, but with this wild card, we don't know.
Becky's still a draw. The 2-belt thing to me is a misstep. If she loses one and still has another one, then there's another feud where she can go off and have another feud and give another fine wrestling competitor female a chance to start another storyline.
I would say even she retains Raw and then she drops it to Bailey.
Yeah, why not?
Because Bailey has a storyline. Now she's alone.
Yeah.
There's so many
Kinda,
women
sort
out
of.
there you can mess with.
SmackDown needs a title for sure, and
Yeah.
if she's staying on Raw, then
Rocky Bronx said Becky 2 drops.
That T-shirt.
good one.
Also, a late addition to Money in the Bank, Mysterio and Samoa Joe are going 1-on-1 again for the United States title.
Such a waste of my guy's time.
It was a waste of time, but that backstage thing with
The
Dominic
son?
was kind of
That's
weird,
the
wasn't
worst
it?
thing I've ever seen.
How old is he? Is he
Like 20, I think.
Oh, so he's over
It's
18.
the worst thing
He's
I've ever
over
He looked like a
18.
big 16-year-old to me.
Yes,
I was like,
that's
that's a
what I
big
thought.
dude.
That's
I mean,
what
you
I'm
got to
asking.
Good for him for
I've seen-
staying young and youthful, I suppose. He does look like a 16-year-old.
No, I'm actually pretty high on Samoa Joe, but this.
You said I thought you were going to say you're high on
Joe
Dominic.
Yeah, I'm so high on Dominic.
Samoa Joe is absolutely incredible.
He's
bro.
absolutely incredible.
I just think this is beneath him right now.
It is.
Absolutely
He's
great.
too great, bro. He's just. I need him to have a feud with a word put it like this, like Ray's in put over mode right now. You know what I mean? I thought it was sacrilegious that he won against them on Monday Night Raw.
Right.
You know, when he won the match, that kind of ruined WrestleMania for me. So he
Yeah,
beat
but
him in 6 seconds one day, and then y'all gotta stop doing that. Stop. Oh, listen, your heroes don't always win, man. True. I don't know what's happening. When I was growing up, I didn't always get what I wanted, man. You just don't get.
Don't get what you want.
In the real world, man, you don't get to win all the time. You don't get to come back and beat Samoa Joe clean. It's crazy, man.
That's the realest thing you ever said, man.
Bro.
When I was a kid, every time Ludwig Borger won, I cried. I hated that guy
you,
so
you see
much.
what I'm saying? That's how it was, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Samoa Joe was going there, Roman. You're like, damn. He beat my hero. He beat my other hero. He beat my other hero. He beat my other hero. You're supposed to hate him more.
Yeah.
What's that title mean? What's that title
Means
mean?
nothing, bro. You can't have him lose to Rey Mysterio.
No.
You can't.
And Ray
man.
would put him over. You know Ray would. At
And
this point.
that's what makes Ray so great.
Yeah, he would put him over.
If you ever met Ray, Ray's that guy. He's in put over mode.
But he's had other opportunities too. I think the perfect timing for Samoa Joe to have it, if I'm not mistaken, is when he was going out with AJ Styles. That was an amazing storyline. When he went to his house.
Amazing.
You see how incredible
With
that is?
history, too.
Yeah. And it's like that would have been the perfect opportunity
so
because at
good.
the end of the day, you know, people like Samoa Joe who are that great. They can't be that great, like we said at the beginning of the show, 365 days a year. So it's just kind of like that would have been the timing.
So good.
And now it's like it's what's owed to him because he deserves it. But it's just like it's time to move on.
Fantasy booking, who would you put Samoa Joe against if you had to put the U.S. title up at Money in the Bank?
Is it official that he's going against Ray?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, that was man today.
Elias?
No, one-on-one? On a one-on-one?
Well, I mean, Elias
Ricochet.
too is another consistent
Ricochet's
one
good,
too.
But Ricochet is the Money in the Bank match.
I know, but
Because
if they
he's so-
didn't,
He's
that would have been a
He's
good
gonna steal the
feud.
show.
Right.
They want him to do a backflip off of off the top of the arena.
Yeah.
Elias could be a good one if they started building him.
That's
but
what I'm
it's too
saying.
late.
If you build it,
He didn't have a guitar today. Because that's the Jim's point. He didn't have the guitar today.
Yeah, but when he had the guitar, I
you
remember
see,
actually he didn't really need.
that's
a belt
exactly
then
right. See,
either.
Marie knows what I'm talking about. Marie said Cena had the best U.S. title run. Yes, it's the way they did it.
Oh, yeah.
His run was incredible. He was putting great competitors over, great wrestlers over. He was having great matches, and he held the title for some prestige, man. You have to have
Open
Samoa Joe
challenge,
is
right?
too
It made it
great.
meaningful.
Yeah.
It made it
He's
meaningful.
too great, man. I think he wasn't this damn good. I wouldn't care.
Yeah,
That's true.
no,
He's
agreed.
too
I
damn.
do love
bro,
that belt
he's too
on his
damn-
shoulder. It's
Yeah.
like, it feels like something
That dude can
Yeah,
cut
his
a
mic
damn
skills are crazy, yeah.
Girl,
Yes.
can that dude cut a promo?
Yeah, you see the meme of like
Oh,
Samoa
boy.
Joe's promo with the instrumental to Ebonics?
I can't stand him, man. He cuts. Watch his promo like I believe every word he says.
And that's the sign of a good promo.
And
Yeah.
when wifey met him with my brother, when they got a surprise and they met him at the Access Day. My wife couldn't, but he's so good. She could not believe how much of a teddy bear he was. She was like,
Was he cutting a promo
No,
on
she
her?
called me. No, she called me. She's like, Evan, Samoa Joe like hugged your brother, he hugged me, took a picture, and then in the picture he's
Did
like
he smell
doing.
like baby
and
powder?
she's like, I was like, he smelled good, and she was like, nah, he took a picture and he's doing the scowl, like he instantly turned it on
Yeah.
during the picture. Whole time he's talking, he's soft-spoken, generous, very thankful for people liking him. I'm like, that dude that's craft right there,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
He's a star.
Yeah,
He
you
is a
always
star.
acknowledge him
Yeah.
as the opposite. The other match that was also made today was was Ricochet
Wait,
against
did you
Rob.
say Jim is the opposite? He's not a star?
Jim is always scowling. That's what I was saying. But I don't know. We want to bury him real quick there, TK.
I didn't.
What? Jim's not a star?
I was just clarifying so the people in the back could hear.
I gotcha. So
Another match.
Ricochet takes on Robert Roode for the Money in the Bank spot on the line, which was interesting because Ricochet actually won that match. So here's Robert Roode. You debut the character. The next week you don't have him on the show, and then you have him lose clean to Ricochet. Where does Robert Roode?
This is the stuff I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Back in the day, where you didn't get whatever you wanted. So what the hell's the point of having him beat Ricochet clean 2 weeks ago?
None.
0 points.
2 weeks have showed it meant nothing because they didn't put him on next week, which you had to put him on, and then this week he loses clean to the same guy he beat.
Driving me out of my mind.
What does that mean? This is the problem we're talking about storylines here.
Bro,
The
you can't have everything you want.
booking.
Absolutely, yeah.
If you're going to pick a lane with him, if you want him to be pushed, push him. Have him win. Have him go
I
over
thought about
guys.
pushing real good, you know what I mean? I'm listening to Salt Pepper after I get about it.
Okay, I want to share this.
Flobo, no, you a DJ. I know you played that track.
Yeah, grandmas love that track.
Yeah, that's that track, boy. Yeah, Flobo, we getting the ones and twos.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was a great match, and I know last week Jim and I were talking about what they were softening up Ricochet because he won with the shooting star press, but this week the 6:30 came back, so it was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I love Bobby, I love Robert. I just don't know where he goes from there.
And we all love Ricochet, but you don't have to. He doesn't have to take the L at his expense, at Bobby's expense.
None.
Ricochet is a talent. Ricochet can get a match out of everybody in
and he
this
just
room.
got here.
Let him, Bobby.
So,
Why
yeah.
couldn't Robert have a squash match? Didn't those Lucha House Party have a squash? I didn't know. I thought I was like.
So that was my next.
I thought I was watching something. That was a
Absolutely.
bathroom break.
Yeah,
but
no, it was worse than that.
why can't he have a squash match? And if they're putting them on TV, what the hell are they doing on TV? Honestly,
I had no idea. So they had.
there ain't no party when
You
they
know
come
why?
out.
It's a demographic thing.
No,
Let's cut
could
be.
let's cut the nut. Could be.
I think it's disrespectful though. Like it's a demographic thing. If you're going to target a demographic, then you should do it in a respectful way.
Like they did with
Right.
Alberto Del Rio,
Yeah.
because he had a run.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm a fan of the concept of Lucha House
So
Party.
am I, so am I.
But you bring the three guys out against one person, and they're the good guys. They're faces. So it's 3 against 1, and they somehow tag team this poor helpless guy who has no name. So you don't even feel good. But the fact they
Bray
won
Wyatt's
that
kids
match.
were booking that match, okay, from the Funhouse. Okay?
Yeah, it was just weird, man. If it was, let's say, if it was Baron Corbin, for example, at least you can say Baron got his comeuppance tonight in Cincinnati. But this random dude, you're just like, why?
Do they decide on whose names they're gonna say? Because usually when they have squash matches, I noticed last week they had a black chick and a chicken with red hair. I don't know the SmackDown or Raw, but they didn't say their names.
No.
And then they said the chick's name this week, but they didn't say the black guy's name. So I'm just like, do they decide who? Like, how does that?
I have no idea. But yeah, the lady was Ali Katrina.
Chat, let me know.
They're using a lot of enhancement talent. Those people you mentioned, Hawkins, Ryder, they're just using a lot of enhancement talent on Raw lately.
Yeah, that was another thing. We had Hawkins and Ryder as the Raw
Enhancement talent.
the Raw Tag Team
Always.
Champions against the Viking Raiders, which is interesting to me because they're still a new team, the Viking Raiders on the main roster. They totally demolished the Raw Tag Team Champions, which will be good on some levels, but there's nowhere to go. So
0.
now is it?
Oh, it's going some way. That is going some way. They're dropping that title real soon. I think they realized someone was sleeping and they woke up like, did we actually make
give
them
the
tag
title
team titles to
at
these jobbers?
at WrestleMania.
These are career jobbers, guys. And I'm not BS.
whoa.
They are career jobbers. And for them, when they got it out of nowhere, WrestleMania, an unannounced match, at least cover this mistake up. It's like using one of those, whatever those whiteout pens and stuff. Like this is what you're doing to Ryder.
It's not necessarily
No business owning
WWE's
titles.
fault. What happened is I always blame the fans when it comes to this stuff. They always blame WWE
Could be.
Universe. I blame the Universe for everything they do. So what happened is
Could be.
they begged and pleaded for putting those guys over.
Right.
And they put them over, and they do what they always do. They get what they want. Mm-hmm. They
don't always get what they want.
For WrestleMania, everybody got everything they wanted
Yeah,
for WrestleMania.
true.
And they got what they wanted, and now these guys are you're not putting them over anymore. You're not cheering anymore.
Well, because
right?
they're bad. I mean, they are
The
what they
pursuit
are.
of the hot chicken. You finally got the hot chicken. Now she's not interesting to you anymore.
Wow.
They ain't no hot chick.
I
first
know.
of all.
Yes, bro. WrestleMania, I was there, bro. They were going crazy when they won, and I was like, oh, here we go. Give it 2 weeks. They're gonna be like, Because they're always like, you don't give these guys a chance. And then you give them a chance, and then they bury them. The crowd stops cheering for them. They don't put them over. And once again, you guys always talk about Vince, but he's always right at the end. Because that's why he makes mega stars and he gives them the titles. Because they're box office.
Exactly.
All right, so let me ask you this question.
I'm telling you, man.
All right, let me ask you this question.
And I love AJ Styles. Never would be as over he was if it wasn't for John Cena in that long feud. John made it a point to make him the face that ran the place. He did it on purpose, man.
Well, he gave him staying power because he got initial pop, and then it could have faded.
And he took but he took the L, and he took the L, and he took the L,
and he was like,
AJ's he's way better than me, and everyone's like, mainstay.
Yep.
Y'all get what y'all want, and you don't prop them up, man. And now Vince looks like see what I mean? This is why I make these. This is why I make superstars that look like superstars, and we give them the titles.
Exactly.
Okay, so let me ask you this then,
bro.
No, not Baron Corbin. Don't do that. So, but your boy the Usos got 2 segments today.
We got
the Uso hot experience. So it's a comedy segment with no jokes, right? These guys made an Icy Hot clone, and the Revival go out there and have to pretend that there's some kind of mineral ice in their pants.
I like what Usos did, but I kind of felt sorry for the Revival. It's like, really, you really scratching your balls on the ring? Okay.
They changed the
BMP forever.
The Usos have changed so much from coming over to Raw. I mean, would this comedy thing get over for them? Do you think that would work?
I think that they're naturally good at that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They're not trying that hard.
If you watch John on Total Divas, he is naturally just that type of
guy,
dude, like just very a jokester, but
funny dude,
very funny guy. So it's like they can go either way, because they have the looks for both things. So I definitely think they can do it.
Yeah, you know when guys are funny, you naturally. Look at Sami Zayn. You know what I mean? Like he's trying to pull something that's not natural.
And he's such a nice guy, though.
Yeah, and versus these guys doing who they are. You know, and it comes easy, it flows. We don't even notice it, just like because it's seamless, right? But when you're forcing someone to do something that they're not comfortable with or not their personality, then you have these weird angles.
Yeah, because on the scale of things, you have Sami Zayn, who's like usually super happy and super comical, and the Usos, they can play both because they might have that dark sense of humor, but they also could be funny. So you can go either way. Okay. But it depends on the spectrum where you are on the spectrum. If you're naturally always that happy-go-lucky person, then you're just gonna ask somebody to flip and be the total opposite, be a heel. It's gonna be so like Bayley, essentially,
or like Naomi when they tried because she's so sweet.
Right.
It was so hard for her because she's a nice person.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to. She literally doesn't want to come out and insult her girls backstage. Those are like her homies, and like she felt bad legitimately.
Right.
That's why it didn't work for Naomi. She's too nice, man. She's a nice person.
Let them be them. You know, John Cena was always him. How did that work out? It worked out pretty damn well. You know, let them be their actual natural kind of personality that shines. It's
a rare people that can be characters. Like,
totally.
Like
and Orton's always been Orton too. You know, we see it and it's worked for him.
Yeah, but Orton's like a natural introvert, and he hates people. Like
but he comes through. But he's a workhorse and he's a third generation superstar. He's box office, man. Much as everyone's like, Orton, but he gives you quality matches.
No, royalty right there.
He is.
Yep.
So real quick, I want to get into predictions.
Something dropped. Becky's dropping titles.
Your AfterBuzz.
Becky 2 drops. Shout out to Rocky Bro.
Yes.
Right. One question for all you guys in the panel today: the wild card rule is in effect. Do you think by SummerSlam we'll still have 2 separate brands? Jim first.
No, it's ending. This is the beginning of the end of it. They are so in a turmoil to bringing everyone together. It's going to hurt them in the long run. It might give those boost in ratings. We'll see for a couple weeks. It's always a short-term mentality, like WrestleMania I've been saying. Same thing with this. They're going to bring the rosters together because Fox is probably going to want some more talent on their thing. It's not going to work long-term, but it's the play.
Yeah, you can't bring them. You can't bring the brands together like there was it 2 years ago when they separated them because you have Fox. And back before when they were all together, SmackDown was like, okay, you can watch it, maybe.
Right.
They've come a long way, man.
Right. So now you can watch both or either or.
You better
so they have to. They have to keep it separate.
Yeah, I agree with that. Just because what you just said right there, they are not the whatever. Like, oh man, no more Raw. I guess we'll watch SmackDown. They're not that anymore, man. That's a legitimate show, man. They are just like Jim said. They are slowly turning into the A show. Slowly.
No, they were the A show all last year.
But now, like mainstream A show,
Yeah.
with the company's backing
Man,
of
I'm
it being
telling
an A
you,
show.
it's getting this.
It is.
Man.
It is.
I'm trying to tell you.
Watch October comes. It's going to be definitely an
They
A
need
show.
Bray, man. Bray.
Yeah.
They need him to be just have a great.
And then I'm
great
going to
run.
take over for Rosenberg and on the set, so it's all good.
Wow, the gym experience every night. Tune in to AfterBuzz. We're gonna have him anywhere.
Out of his mind.
Unfortunately, we're out of time.
Shout out to Barry Mack.
Yo, since you're the man of the hour, Jim Alexander, where can the world find you on the internet?
Or you can find me at TheJimAlexander, realtalker.com. That's REL. Hit me up, everyone. What's up?
You can find me on everything at TK Trinidad, and my website just dropped today, so you can go to tktrinidad.com.
TKTrinidad.com. Very simple to remember, y'all.
Yep.
Evan T. Mack, Instagram and Twitter, man. Hit me up, man. Y'all know I like chatting with all y'all. Johan was good. Dylan was good. Sharp was good. Real Wise, he was good. Bosa was good. ZNR was good.
King Kev
was really good. DJ Sip was good. Jay Will was really, really, really good. Uncle Murph was really good.
Is Uncle Murph in here?
I thought I talked fast.
I gotta get him out here. I gotta get him out. AJ was good. Rocky was good. Ghost.
You can find me on Twitter at Flobo Boyce, on Instagram at Flobito and Flobito.com. Tomorrow night at AfterBuzz TV, I'll be doing the Chambers after show, exclusively a Netflix program. I'll be doing that, so come check me out. And until next time,
Shout out to Barry Mack.
Zip Recruiter, what's up? Hey.
Our
That's
founder,
how it's
Kevin
done.
Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.